Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Hayden Jones from SA Boxing Talk. Here with you, rather. Sergey Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde. I need to make a prediction. Who is going to win? Now, is it the coming of Anthony Yarde, or is it the maintenance job of Sergey Kovalev? Now, this fight's been on and off, on and off, on and off, and no one really knows what's going on. It's set in stone, hopefully for the 24th of August. Of course, we have Junior Makabu against Papin on that, Alexei Papin on the undercard, so that's also another fight to look out for. So let's go through a brief history of Sergey Kovalev's last 2.5 years. Of course, he lost twice to Andre Ward. He came back and beat two guys from Central Europe. Then, of course, he got knocked out by Yarde Alvarez, and then he came back and beat Yarde Alvarez, So his career in the last 2.5 years has been very patchy. It's made us doubt him a lot. I don't think we can overlook that first fight against Andre Ward, though. I think it goes really unwarranted. When someone beats you in the second fight, you almost forget the first fight, and you almost think that Andre Ward is just miles above where Kovalev was, and I still believe that Sergey Kovalev beat Andre Ward in the first fight. However, Andre Ward was the superior boxer, and we saw that in the second fight. I think that's basically the synopsis on that one. Now, Anthony Yarde, he's the next guy we can look at. This is the opponent for Sergey Kovalev. Now, this fight's happening in Russia. It's, of course, Anthony Yarde's first time fighting outside the UK. So this is a big step up for him, from fighting guys like Travis Reeves to Sergey Kovalev. First of all, who's Travis Reeves? I'm saying the name and I'm giving this guy exposure, but who is he? And Sergey Kovalev is the guy that's, well, everyone knows Sergey Kovalev. Let's be honest. Sergey Kovalev is defending his WBO world title, but again, I'm not knocking Anthony Yarde. He's only beaten who he's been put up against, to be fair, and he's got 17 knockouts and 18 wins. He's 18-0, undefeated, so he's got that chip on his shoulder where he's got all the confidence. He's the guy that's never been beaten before as a professional. So Anthony Yarde walks into Russia. What is the most likely scenario? So you got people on the one side saying Sergey Kovalev's just levels above him. Anthony Yarde's a B-grade fighter. Anthony Yarde's not proven anything. And then you got the other side of the coin where Anthony Yarde's a monster. He's knocked out everyone he's ever fought except one person. But anyway, he's beaten everyone that's ever been in front of him. But you got to realize something about boxing is that everyone's undefeated until they're beaten. And this is a hard fight. I know Sergey Kovalev's 36 years old and Anthony Yarde's 27 years old, but that doesn't make this fight any easier for a guy like Anthony Yarde. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm wrong with that aspect. Maybe about 4 years ago, you'd say Kovalev will absolutely wipe the floor with this guy, and now there's sort of questions in the air saying, can Sergey Kovalev actually do this? Can he beat Anthony Yarde? And that's the most exciting part about this fight, is that there's questions. A lot of fans want to have questions. They don't want to just come in here, know who's gonna win, and not get their money's worth. And I think this is a fight where fans genuinely will get their money's worth. And I think that Anthony Yarde's self-belief is big out there. His trainers talked a big game. We know that, saying that Anthony Yarde's, basically they trying to create a thing, and we can't argue against it. And so we see the fight on the 24th of August in Russia. So technically, this fight is being put together at the right time for both guys. When I say right time for both guys, I'm going to break it down for you. Sergey Kovalev's 36 years old. He probably doesn't beat the higher end light heavyweights in the world anymore. And Anthony Yarde is fighting a 36-year-old Sergey Kovalev, who is not at his best. He's past his prime, and that's what makes it exciting, as I said earlier. So that's basically what it is. It's two guys meeting. Kovalev's on the way down. Anthony Yarde perhaps is on the way up, but we don't actually know how good he is. So I think that's what makes it interesting, is that the questions. I mean, questions. Who wins this fight? And I'm going to put my head. I'm ready to get it sliced with this one, because it's a very difficult one to pick. And it's easy for me to go pick Kovalev because I know who Kovalev is. I know what Kovalev brings to the table. That is the cop-out option. The cop-out option is to pick Sergey Kovalev. or it could be the logistical option. I'm trying to provide an argument here. Anthony Yarde is a bit of a risk to take, and sometimes we need to be bold. As I said before, like where I am sitting in South Africa, they don't play much Anthony Yarde. We don't get to see. I think I've seen him like twice fighting, and he's a very strong guy, but against who again? And when guys are not fighting the top end guys, it's very hard to make a prediction. But this fight, I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna go for Sergey Kovalev. I think Sergey Kovalev by points, unanimous decision. I think that I think he carries a little bit too much muscle, maybe, for this fight, and I think that by the end of this, he's gonna be absolutely drained of energy. Could be a late stoppage to Kovalev, depending on how Yarde paces himself, but I think Kovalev on points, definitely. So that's my prediction, ladies and gentlemen. Unanimous decision by Sergey Kovalev, and if you guys have any comments on that, if you guys think Anthony Yarde is the bee's knees, and you guys think he's got what it takes to beat Sergey Kovalev, I mean, Kovalev is 36 years old. I predicted Kovalev to win, but if you guys think that anything else, or if you agree with me, have your say here on SA Boxing Talk. Guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like and comment, as I said before. I hope you're having a good day, and cheers.